Buying a home. This is often one of the biggest financial decisions that we make. Real estate is likely the single most expensive thing that most Americans will purchase in their lifetime, and homeownership is certainly an exciting thing. So how do we know when to buy a home and when to hold off? This is the question that I have been working through in my own journey toward homeownership, and this is the question we will be discussing in today's Coffee and Cash video. Let's start off with when not to buy a home. It is generally recommended that a potential buyer would pay off most other forms of debt before purchasing a home. Things like credit cards, card loans, and even student loans can be an increased burden once a mortgage is thrown into the picture. Another important factor is the size of the potential buyer's emergency fund. As a homeowner, there are significantly more opportunities for large expenses to come up unexpectedly. In addition to having difficulties with a car, there is also all sorts of expensive items in and around the house that could break. Refrigerators, air conditioning, heat, bathrooms, and even the roof of a home could need expensive repairs or replacements. It is important to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of living expenses so that when things go wrong, there's money to pay for emergencies without racking up additional credit card debt. Finally, it is important to factor in the upfront cost of a down payment on the home and the monthly cost of a mortgage as well. First-time home buyers can often get away with putting only 5 to 10% down. However, if you put any less than 20% down for the mortgage payment, there is an additional cost of private mortgage insurance. This will add up to the monthly mortgage cost over time. It is recommended that the total monthly cost of a mortgage does not exceed 28% of monthly take-home pay. It is no fun to be a new homeowner if your mortgage is too expensive, causing excess stress on your monthly budget. All right, so with that out of the way, when is it a good time to buy a home? Well, the answer here is actually pretty simple. If you have satisfied the previous points by having paid off most forms of debt, saved up an emergency fund of at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses, as well as a down payment for the property. And finally, you have the income that can support the cost of that monthly mortgage. With all of those factors taken care of, now may be a great time to buy a home. Now, interest rates have been higher this year than they have in recent history, but that is not necessarily a reason to wait to buy a home. If interest rates go down, there will likely be more demand for houses, which could cause prices to rise. Ultimately, it is less about timing the housing market and more about making sure that you are ready for homeownership and the responsibilities that come along with it. It can be easy to feel like there is a missed opportunity if waiting too long to buy a house, but it is more important to buy the right house at the right time than simply trying to get a good deal on a piece of property. Thanks for watching this week's episode, and please reach out to us here at Simmons Capital Group with any follow-up questions. Thanks for watching.